President Donald Trump has filed a lawsuit against BBC. According to President Donald Trump, he said that he's charging BBC for two charges. The first one for defamation and the second one for violation. That because of this reason, BBC is going to pay in the sum of $10 billion. Take a look at the reports.
The BBC for putting words in my mouth, literally, they put words in my mouth. They had me saying things that I never said coming out. I guess they used AI or something, and they got caught because I believe somebody at BBC said, this is so bad, it has to be reported.
A leaked internal memo written by a former BBC advisor, Michael Prescott, referenced a Panorama episode in a list of complaints about the organisation's output. In the programme, two sections of a speech made by Trump just before the Capitol Hill riot were edited together with this phrase,
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you.
Directly spliced into this phrase,
And we fight. We fight like hell.
which had been said nearly an hour later. Trump's legal team say the Panorama episode was false and defamatory, and that even before it was aired, there was substantial evidence the BBC leadership bore President Trump ill will and wanted him to lose the 2024 election. They're suing for $5 billion for defamation and an additional $5 billion for a further count of unfair trade practices. The BBC has apologised but says there's no case to answer. The episode was not broadcast in the US and therefore to audiences in Florida, where Trump's team decided to launch the case, though Trump's lawyers claim it could have been watched, including by those using virtual private networks or VPNs. This is far from Trump's first foray into media litigation, even if it's his first international attempt. He's currently suing the Wall Street Journal for $10 billion after it published a birthday card he'd allegedly written to the late paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, and the New York Times for $15 billion in a case the paper said was an attempt to discourage independent reporting. He sought and lost a defamation case against CNN in 2022, but several TV networks have decided to settle more recent cases. Paramount Global deciding to shell out $16 million over the editing of a Kamala Harris interview Trump said caused him mental anguish, and ABC News paying $15 million after an anchor said Trump had been found liable for rape, when instead he'd been found civilly liable for sexual abuse.
I would like to say it has been the privilege of my career to serve as the CEO of BBC News.
Both the Director General and Head of News of the BBC resigned in the wake of the leaked memo, so the organisation will now have to weather this latest scandal with no one at the helm. The Minister for Care, Stephen Kinnock, was asked what the government's message to Trump is regarding his case.
I think that it's now up to the lawyers to get involved in this case to decide how best to take it forward. But what I would say is that this Labour government is a steadfast supporter of our BBC. It is a vitally important institution. It's one of the greatest sources of soft power for our country. People around the world respect the BBC. It is, I think, a fundamental part of what it means to be British, to support our BBC. And we will always do that. So
the Conservative leader said the Prime Minister should get on the phone.
Keir Starmer claims that he has a good relationship with the US President, so it's time for us to see what that relationship is actually going to deliver for us. He should be talking to the US President and sorting this issue out. Otherwise, it's going to be yet another thing to add to Labour's advent calendar of misery.
So would you be standing up to the President in the face of these threats?
Well, I'd be asking him not to do it.
As the leader of the Liberal Democrats calls for Sir Keir Starmer to stand up to what he called Trump's outrageous lawsuit, it's a delicate moment for the Prime Minister, whose relationship with the American president has been carefully choreographed to navigate trade wars as well as Russia's war in Ukraine. This is an unprecedented moment for both him and the BBC.
You heard what he said, and you still heard what they said. For me, everybody have to be very careful out there. Just because they twist what he said is charging them to court. And according to what we are hearing, that it's not even the BBC in the US that even broadcasts it. It's the BBC in British that broadcasts the news. Now the BBC are now begging President Donald Trump that he should forgive them, that he should not charge them to court. They don't have money to pay. that even what they said did not even affect his election, that the president still win the presidential election. So why is he not charging them to court? And you hear in this video that President Donald Trump has been charging different brokers to court, and he has been winning. He has been demanding money from them. But this BBCO is the biggest amount that he has ever demanded from these different brokers. And they said that because of this reason, 2 people have been sacked from BBC. They just sacked them because of this matter. But President Donald Trump said that he's not going to rest for this matter. Anything you think about this video, do not forget to leave it in the comment below. And not forget to give me thumbs up. And not forget to share this video, give your friends and family. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. As you do that, thank you and God bless you. And I will see you in my next video.